Hey YouTubers, this is Rob Moffett. I think one of my favorite applications or services that Google provides is one in which it gives a bunch of newspapers you can search online. There's over 2,000 on their site. There are some other places that have a collection or archives of newspapers, but I found the one that Google has is the most handy. There's over 2,000 and it's addictive. It's almost impossible for you to look on the newspapers and not try to at least find out what happened on the day you were born, stuff like that. But if you're a history buff, it's a huge time sink. You're going to spend a lot of time. Uh, I love looking what happened in Miami, in South Florida. I'm a big history buff, and you can go online here and go back all the way back to the very beginning of the newspaper, um, up until it ended. The Miami News ended 1988, I think. Um, if you look at some of the early issues, they're fascinating to see what was happening. Um, you can see the prices, you can see what people were interested in, people what was going on in the community, how things have changed, how things haven't changed, prices, um, what people were focused on, how things are people are still focusing on the same things, but also the things we've lost, the sense of community and the way people behaved. Um, I think it's a fascinating service to look at what was going on in the past. And some of the more interesting things are those that I really hadn't even thought about. Um, Here we got it. Today is 1900, January 12th, and the paper is obviously populated a lot by ads, and the ads, I love the ads maybe more than almost the articles. They're really cool, some of them. Here we have a giant ad for the surprise store here in Miami, and they've got today's bargains. Um, this is like I guess like a big giant Walmart of the time and what the prices were. But then they go into topics of what's happening around the world, stories about rabies being solved, and proposals for businesses, and what's being the latest fads, and it's endlessly fascinating. Um, and then you start seeing the local names pop out, people you recognize, the history, their family names, people from the very beginning of Miami, and how some of them are still here in Miami. Um, then you have these sweet little stories about the mincemeat, Miami mincemeat. This is just little tidbits of information about people. If somebody had a fire at the house, somebody had a baby, somebody started a business, somebody's going out of business, somebody's renting a house. It's a really big slice of life of what's going on in a town. Then we have, back then things were centered around agriculture, so we have a lot of stories about agriculture. We have a lot of stories about people or advertisements on health, how to have this stuff to get you healthy again. Um, and of course a lot of real estate ads, a lot of actually very prophetic articles in some of these newspaper editions about prophecies about how to make money here in Florida and how they came true, and some of them are extremely prophetic. Um, and like I said, you could spend days just going through these newspapers. I can't tell you how much fun there are to look at, and like I said, I love I love the ads. Oh lordy, uh, these are ads for local businesses here in Miami in 1900. Um, Good advice. Don't start out in the morning for business without taking your top coat along. The evenings are chilly now, and you need one. We will make you a perfect fitting, light overcoat in Venetian or covert cloth at a fair price. Your fall suit, of course, will never have the dash of style and of well-bred and cultivated taste unless we put the stamp of first-class tailoring on it for you. J. Hubbard Cheatham, Box 41. This is one of my favorites. It is impossible. It is impossible to get away from the fact that we sell the primest quality of meats at the lowest prices. You can't match our prices for prime quality and succulence. Our meats are unexcelled for quality, flavor, and the expert manner in which they are cut and prepared for your table. Our services Our service is prompt and obliging at all times. Rollerson and Nicholson, Miami, Florida, Avenue D and 13th Street. Avenue D is no longer Avenue D. I forget what it is now. I think it's Miami Avenue. So, like, this is 1900, January 12th. Simply amazing. I love these ads. Of course, you don't have to spend time in 1900. You can go to, let's go 1954. Something at least a little bit. March 1954. It's March 1st. And here we have in the Sudan 30,000 people rioting in the Sudan. Who would have thought the Middle East would ever be a problem? We got violence in there, people visiting. Bishop Sheen is in the news. McCarthy's questioning 2 more army men. Another car crash, somebody died. They're trying to unite Korea. We got somebody being on the hot seat for a little bit of taking some money, public trust. Steak and squab menu denied by a workman. Uh-oh. Mercury dips down to 50 degrees. Wintertime it gets cold. Who knew? Poor people drowned. We can go to Jamaica. The real beer is Schaefer. Chesterfields are good for me. Today's weather. Toll bridge boss is still in the news here. He's in trouble. Ship your car, $75. Eastern, fly Eastern, super fast Constellation in 4 hours and 25 minutes to Chicago. Tell you what, if you don't have to go through the transit security agency, that's not bad. Atlanta, $38. Go to Italy. Carrier air conditioning, which made South Florida. We got the sports. There's Stan the Man Musial. There's white basketball player. Hialeah racetrack. This fishing news, it's sad. You see what huge catches they're getting. It's just amazing to what we're getting nowadays. It really bites my butt. Mr. and Mrs. John Souls went out and came in with 30 snapper, 6 trout, and 2 jack. Man, I tell you what, those were the days. Sables a boar, wrap up in chinchilla. So you can have endless amount of fun looking at why don't people have mustaches like that anymore. You can see how things have changed, how things haven't. Look at the prices. Look at the way people are still upset about the same old things. Look at the things we've lost. It's just a wonderful way to spend time. And like I said, if you look at the prices of things, you'll go crazy. It's like the furnishing, the food, the real estate. It's a lot of fun. You can spend hours. And coffee, 89 cents. Potatoes, 10 pounds, 23 cents. 14 cents for bread. All right. Of course, they don't tell you what the wages are. So, I thought you would like this. It's been hidden. It's hard to find. You go into Google, you don't see where you can click on for the newspapers. But if you go to google.com/newspapers, you can go into the archives and search the newspapers for your city, your location, and find the date, and you can spend some time, and I think you'll really enjoy yourself. Wow, my ball's over the fence. I'll get it for you. Woof woof. Hey, don't bother that dog. He's got hurt foot. Sonny, I ain't worried about him kicking me. Oh, Lordy. Uh, Hope you enjoy going to uh, visit Miami in 1900 and 1954. What's happening here? Uh-oh. 5 congressmen shot on the floor of the U.S. House. Wow, that slipped my memory. It's a blast from the past. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go visit the newspaper archive, and you can find some amazing stuff that happened in your location, your time, your date, and places that interest you. Thanks for watching. I put on new videos just about every week.